Good afternoon and welcome into the Action 2 News newsroom. My name is Brittany Schmidt and I'll be taking you through our afternoon FastCast to get you up to date speed on what we are working on today, the big stories, and obviously going into the weekend. Busier earlier this week with that big snowstorm. We know that crews are still working to get power up to people. So let's take a look at the latest numbers that we're seeing of power outages, because we know crews have been working around the clock. Here is the latest number. Let me just refresh this really quickly here. All right, there you have it. What a difference a day makes, 24 hours. But let's see here. 74 customers are still without service. For WBAY Energies, there's 15 outages, if you can see here on the map. So drastically different, but we know that there's a lot of work behind these number changes. Utility crews have been working nonstop. Obviously, they are making progress. You can see the outage maps here. WBAY says they expect to have power back up for 97% of customers by the end of today. Work will continue into tomorrow as well. So speaking of tomorrow, let's take a look outside here really quick. We finally found the sun, and check this out here in Shawano. Those clouds almost look fake when you're kind of looking at them, don't they, Bo? So let's bring in Bo here. Tell us a little bit more about the weekend ahead. Hi, Bo.
Hi, Brittany. It does look almost fake. Those clouds don't seem real. You and I were talking about that shortly before we started this. We're like, does that even look real? And, you know, obviously the cars are moving, so that's live. That's real.
Yep.
So, but it is beautiful outside. Perfect weather for those workers to finish up getting the power back on for everybody. Temperatures right now, though, they're very comfortable outside. Upper 40s, already 50 degrees here in Green Bay, 51 in Shawano, Wapaka, 50 as well in O'Connell. So it feels like spring outside, and it's perfect weather for those workers to get that power back on, all thanks to high pressure over the upper Midwest. So this is providing us the sunshine, it's providing us with the slightly warmer temperatures, and it's going to stick around through tomorrow. So tomorrow's going to be sunny, and it's going to be even warmer until the next weather maker arrives. This weather maker is going to be coming in by Sunday afternoon, and it's going to bring us chances of showers, and yes, it is going to bring cloud cover into our area, and it's going to last through Monday and Tuesday. So it's not looking favorable for us to see the eclipse. You can see by Monday at 7 a.m., it still has not passed us. It's still going to be in western Wisconsin. So here's a closer look on Sunday through Monday. You can see Sunday will start out mostly sunny, and then we're going to start seeing the cloud cover increase by Sunday afternoon, and then the showers come in from the south to the north, and it's going to be scattered to almost a line of showers throughout Sunday night into Monday morning. There is a chance we could see a wintry mix for the far northern counties Sunday night to Monday morning, and then you see more chances of showers on the day of the eclipse. So looking at your weekend forecast, it's going to be mostly sunny for tomorrow, nothing to be concerned about. Temperatures being around 51 degrees, very nice. And then Saturday is going to be nice. Sunday it's going to start out sunny and then see those chances of showers, and unfortunately those showers look to linger into the Monday's solar eclipse. So here's your forecast for Monday: mostly cloudy, scattered showers, temperatures being around the 50s. So yeah, I know it's not looking very good for us anyways, and I don't think it's going to be changing. I mean, you never know with weather. Something drastic could happen, we'll see. But the thing is, if we had a jet stream to push that system out of here, then we would probably had a better chance. But there's really no jet stream to push that system, so it is what it is, Brittany.
Exactly.
I know, and I'm sure there's people around here who are traveling. I think if you go further south, you'll have a better chance of possibly seeing something. But if you go to the northwest or the west, probably not going to see anything.
All right. Well, thanks for keeping us updated, Bo. We appreciate it.
No problem. And I'll have more details in the solo weather that I'm going to do around 3:15. I'll have more details about the rain and how much rain we could get coming up.
Sounds good. We'll see you in about a half an hour then, Bo. Thanks.
Yep.
All right, so let's turn to some of the other stories that we are following here today. A major announcement: this First Alert, the Cellcom Green Bay Marathon, announces this year's event will be its last one. The event has raised money for local charities for the past 25 years. It's been one of the largest nonprofit long-distance running events since it started in 1999. The CEO of Cellcom says, quote, "Our 2024 event will be a celebration of our collective accomplishments over the last quarter century, and we hope the community will join us on the course and at the finish line," end quote. Feeding America, Eastern Wisconsin, and New Community Shelters are this year's charity partners. We'll have more on this announcement tonight on Action 2 News. Another story that we've been following for a while now, the layoffs over at UWO. The University of Wisconsin-Oshkosh faculty and staff members gave a vote of no confidence against Chancellor Andrew Levitt as the college faces hundreds of staff cuts and budget cutbacks. A statement from the American Federation of Teachers local union said 72% of 229 faculty voters said Levitt is not the right person to lead the university in a formal vote this afternoon. Again, like we said, last summer, UW-Oshkosh announced an $18 million deficit. In the months that followed, hundreds of staff members were laid off or offered voluntary retirement, and open positions were left unfilled. The United Faculty and Staff of Oshkosh called on the University of Wisconsin Board of Regents and system president to seriously evaluate Levitt's position, saying, quote, "If you do this, we are confident you will initiate a search process through which we will find our next chancellor," the union said. Samantha Cavalli looking into this story today for us, and we'll have an update tonight on Action 2 News at 4, 5, 6, and of course 10. One other story coming out of the election that we are following up on. So the two constitutional amendments that were voted on Tuesday's election, both were favored by voters and went through. So we take a closer look at the implications of those. So the First Amendment, again, would make it illegal to use private donations or grants to conduct any primary election or referendum. The other says only election officials who are designated by law can perform tasks related to elections. So again, we look into what does this mean on a local level. Green Bay was one of more than 200 municipalities across the country to receive grant money from a nonprofit during the 2020 election year, which of course was the pandemic. There were 3 elections that year that needed to take place. And the money will no longer be allowed. So what will municipalities do without the support like that to run elections? So we look into that and talk to our local clerk. The Second Amendment is not as clear as that first one. Only election officials designated by law can perform tasks related to elections, because a lot of people help with elections that aren't election officials. So, we're talking about vendors, people printing the ballots, a trucking company that transport voting equipment, a mailing house. All of these things could be seen as tasks to carry out an election. So is it feasible to get all of those people to be designated by law to be helping with an election? Some say it is, some say it's not, but it's not as cut and dry as the first one. So we take a closer look into that, and it sounds like the WEC, the Wisconsin's Election Commission, will be making that a little bit more clear in the weeks to come, because the legislature is out of session for the rest of the year. So looking a little bit more at some of the other stories we are following that you'll see here later tonight on Action 2 News. At 4 o'clock, a plea hearing for Paula Mejia. She is accused of driving drunk and killing a man and injuring his teenage son. She's 48 years old, and she is charged with homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle and injury by intoxicated use of a vehicle. She pleaded not guilty in May. At 4:30, Upfront Fridays with Matt Smith. Obviously, it's a big weekend for Wisconsin politics, so Chris Roth is going to talk to Matt Smith about everything all-encompassing with the election that happened on Tuesday and what it means kind of moving forward with the candidates that were selected. At 5, Tammy Elliott has a Consumer First alert about online car sales fraud. That's one you're going to want to see. And then tonight at 6, ThedaCare is using Moxie robots for non-patient care. So we'll tell you what that is all about as well. So those are the stories that we are following for you tonight on Action 2 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10. Thank you so much for joining us for this afternoon FastCast. We hope you have a wonderful weekend, and let's all have our fingers crossed that the clouds clear out for the eclipse so we can see a little bit of it, at least on Monday. So thanks for joining us. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.